Welcome, everybody, here to the X-Bomb Sports Live Show. My name is Andrew Valentin, and obviously, where else would I be right now? I mean, it's Wednesday. It's in the afternoon, or is it the evening? Work? I may be at work. I don't know. But welcome, everybody, here. I hope you are enjoying your Wednesday with me, of course, as always, is Mr. Tom McKinney himself, who's back in his – man, what are you wearing today? You're
work
all over
clothes,
the place.
dude. I didn't have time to change. I got home, grabbed something to eat, and came straight here.
Well, you're looking fantastic, man. How you feeling today, man?
Yo, it was cold this morning. It got warm.
It did. It did get cold this morning, but then it did warm up.
I mean, I left the house at like 6:15. And I was like, oh, it's cold out here. And then I left work. And I was like, pretty nice outside.
Yeah. All of a sudden, you're like, man, why do I need this hoodie?
Nah, exactly. And I'm like, I'm going to keep wearing it because I know as soon as I take it off, it's going to get really cold again.
And that's how it always goes.
I
Man.
know.
That is how it always seems to go. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, we got a wonderful one for you today. We've got so much to tear through. We're going through pretty much all different types of sports today. But, Tom, you ready to do this, my friend?
Yeah.
All right, well, let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen. The first thing we're going to start off, we've got Major League Baseball to talk about because, ladies and gentlemen, the Chicago Cubs and Chicago White Sox are tearing through in some degree the regular season. And so far, it has been kind of a mixed bag of a season so far. But I thought it would be nice if we kind of broke down these two lovely teams we have on the north side and the south side to see what we've liked about the team and what we haven't really liked about the team. So, Tom, started off, man, we obviously have the Chicago Cubs. You're one of the big supporters of them, of course, and they're doing pretty good. Obviously, the Chicago Cubs, if you don't know, 20-13 right now in the regular season. They've been, they've been going on a tear lately. They're 11-5 at home. They're 9-8 on the road. They're 8-2 in their last games, and they've been able to score 193 runs, I think it is. Scored, only allowing 140, I believe it is, or so. So, I mean, they've been doing extremely well, especially in this last month.
And on top of that, they're number one in all OPSs right now.
Are they really?
Opposite field, slugging.
Okay.
Let me see if I can pull it all up. But yeah, they're just tearing the league apart.
Yeah.
They've retaken first place because the Cardinals couldn't beat the Phillies last night.
Yep.
They swept the Cardinals. Yeah, they lost game 1 out of 4 to the Marlins.
Mm-hmm.
Big deal. It's the weather.
Yeah, it's a tough one to beat.
It's been a weird weather. It's been weird to me. Like, April was beautiful.
Well, it was beautiful for us up until the point where it started to snow in the middle of the year.
Yeah, but that was in May. That was like right at the end of April into May.
Yeah, but still weird though.
Yeah, it was still weird. But it's just like, what do you want me to do now? It's like cold and rainy all the time.
Yeah.
Like,
but no, the Cubs have done fantastic. Javier Baez right now is leading the charge. He's got a 321 average. He's got 11 home runs. Rizzo's leading in RBIs with 27. Contreras is the best on-base percentage with a 4.42 right now. I mean, offensively, these guys are really showing out. And that's what a lot of people were predicting. These guys are right now getting into that prime moment. They're getting into that sort of mid-season drive where they really make that big push and start attacking right away. So, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I mean, obviously, you've watched them quite a bit. What are your thoughts on them so far, Tom?
I mean, right now the Cubs are third stat-wise for hitting, behind the Diamondbacks and the Astros. In 33 games, they have 1,126 at-bats, 193 runs, 292 hits, 66 doubles, 4 triples, 53 home runs, 187 RBIs, 149 walks. Their strikeout rate, I think, is a little high at 301. Stolen bases, they have 12. Caught stealing, they've only been caught 6 times, so they're 50% stealing bases.
That's solid.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
Their average is 259, which pretty top notch. I'll take that any day of the week.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, it shows too with Javier Baez. Some of the catches he's made is unbelievable.
Their on-base percentage is 354. Slugging is 466, and their OPS is 820, which is in a National League they lead in National League with 820. They're number 1 in literally like almost everything OPS wise, but they're second in OPS to behind the Astros, who have just been tearing it up. But for the Cubs, I mean, that bullpen, that everything we questioned at the beginning of the season was like, oh, is this team going to be good? Is this team going to be good? Well, we're 2-7 out of the break. We have Joe Jamak, whatever. Yeah, we know Joe. He's freaking out on Twitter, and I'm like, calm down. What did that great quarterback, supposedly great quarterback in that that place up north. I don't know where they play. Say he spelled it out on Twitter. I think it was RELEX or whatever it is. LAX.
right.
LAX. My bad.
Yeah.
Can't spell right now. He said, "Relax.
Right.
Just calm down." Like if this happened, Madden said it perfectly. If that 2-7 start happened in the middle of the season where they went 2 for 7 for a stretch, no one would be freaking out. People would be like, "Hey, it's the middle of the season. It's a long haul, 182 games, whatever it is." And now, but because it happened in the beginning of the season, that's why people freaked out.
Right.
And
I think there was some sort of cause for concern
a little bit,
to a degree, but I wouldn't
much.
say people should have been jumping off the ledge to say, that's it, I'm not going to be rooting for this team.
Like,
they're not going to be good. Like, I think they're going to be you have to say they're still going to probably be competitive, and it shows.
Yeah. I mean, Bryant's 3 for 3 in the last 3 games, hitting a home run. He led it off with the grand slam against the Cardinals on Sunday.
Right.
God, I hate that I have to listen to A-Rod for the next 2 Sundays.
Gonna have to suck it up, my friend.
I hate that, man. He does not know what he's talking about half the time. I don't know what he talks about half the time.
Yeah.
But the Cubs obviously got a big series this weekend with the Brewers coming into town.
Right, yeah.
Then they're on the road. They play Cincinnati. I had their schedule up. They got Cincinnati coming. So they got 2 more against the Marlins tonight and tomorrow. Then they got the Brewers for 3. They're off Monday. Then they're in Cincinnati for 3, which is Chris Bryant's love place.
Right.
He just loves to hit home runs and do whatever he can. Let's not forget he had a full house there.
Right, yeah.
3 home runs and 2 doubles.
Right.
And then they go play Washington. So, I mean, and then Bryce Harper comes to town.
Yeah, yeah, and that'll be interesting.
So, I mean, I think the rest of the month, other than this coming weekend, you have the end of the month, you're in Houston.
Right.
The 27th through the 29th, and then the end of the month, you're in St. Louis.
Yeah.
So I really think this is going to be a winnable month.
Mm-hmm.
I just think it's depending on where the pitching is. And, I mean, we lost Strope today.
Right,
He's
yeah.
out for a little bit. We did get Montgomery back. We did get Russell back today. He will start second base, and he'll bat 8th. But Zobrist is on leave. Strope's on IL. Mike Montgomery's back.
Right.
And Russell's back.
Yeah.
I do have a quick question for you, actually.
What's up?
With Russell being back,
Mm-hmm.
Say the Cubs win the World Series.
Okay.
Is the World Series then push his whole thing out of the way?
If the Cubs win the World Series, does that... Are you saying that overshadows his what happened with him?
Yeah. Like, do you think that'll go to the back?
Honestly, I mean, for some people it might. I mean, obviously, it kind of depends on the fan. From my perspective, myself personally, it still doesn't because, unfortunately, for what he did, I mean, obviously, still the things are still being determined out. But for what could potentially had taken place, I mean, it's just hard to look past it. You know, it's one of those things where it's like, okay, you won a World Series, that's good, but I would still say he's a distraction to a degree in the clubhouse, and you should really consider moving him out. I mean, I'm obviously, if he makes a big contribution, that's going to be a lot harder to do. But if I'm sitting in the GM's post, for me personally, I would still be bothered by it. So I would probably say, look for a chance to move him out. And it's not even just because of this.
But
it's
see,
also because of...
Here's the thing with that. People want him out. People want him out. Fine. But the Cubs aren't going to get rid of him because, first off, they're trying to say, we're taking partial blame for this. We're not going to unload him on someone else to make it their problem. We're going to deal with this ourselves and make this our problem, which we should have helped deal with the first time this all came around, which I respect.
Right.
The other thing is the Cubs are statistically better when he is in the lineup and more so when he plays shortstop. Now, you're not moving Javier Baez from shortstop.
Exactly, yeah.
But he's playing second base. We'll see how he is tonight. Now, this will only be until Daniel Descalso. I bet they'll switch off here and there.
Right.
He'll just rotate between short and second all the time. So,
I mean, I wouldn't even be opposed to seeing him maybe even go in the outfield. He's got some speed for you. I mean, it's not his designated position, obviously, but he's got the speed to do it. So if he can learn to, get some fly balls out there, there's a possibility that you can maybe start working him in there. I know you've already got a set outfield that you already like
not
working
really.
with,
you
but
move,
I mean,
you're
but that's the
moving
thing.
everybody
You've
around.
got like
you got either
Zobrist out
Bodie
there,
out there.
yeah.
You got Bodie. You're putting Brian out there. Almora, Hayward, Schwarber, Zobrist.
You're putting different guys out there all the time,
I mean,
so you might as well.
You're probably putting Baez out there eventually. Who knows?
Yeah, so.
You've put Strope out there. You've put Montgomery out there. I mean,
Right.
Who else are you going to put out there? Lester? Please throw Lester out there. Please throw John Lester out in the outfield.
That would be fun to watch. But no, you also mentioned the pitching, too, and I'll say this for the Cubs pitching. It's certainly gotten better. I mean, right now, the guy that's riding strong is Jose Quintana. I mean, this kid is...
Quintana.
Yeah.
Why do you say it like Ditka?
I don't know.
Or why do you say it like the show or the SNL sketch?
Oh, Quintana?
Yeah, you said Quintana.
I don't know. But no, I mean, he's been great. He's 4-1 right now. He's leading the team in the wins. The ERA obviously could be a little better, but a 3.40 isn't... It's not too shabby for what the league is now. I mean, that's sort of the average we're seeing now, in MLB. And then, obviously, John Lester's back. I still think there's some questions with you, Darvish, but
he's turning it around.
He seems to starting to get back into a level. And then Kyle Hendricks, I think I don't know. I feel like he still has some things to work out himself, too. Meanwhile, Pedro Strop, I like him as the closer. I think you could find somebody better, definitely, but I think he's manageable at this point.
Madden has said he is not the closer.
Right.
He is not his closer. They're waiting for Morrow to come back, or they're going to go after someone, and I'm hoping it's Kimbrel. I would love to get Kimbrel and not let Milwaukee get Kimbrel.
They've been saying that he could come to Chicago, but they also said that there's a connection with him to Washington right now. So, I mean...
Supposedly he's in talks with Boston still.
Boston, really?
Yeah,
okay.
You would like to either go back there or
go
to a contender.
I mean, if he comes to this team right now, I mean, that helps their chances phenomenally because that gives you that clutch closer.
But something I heard on the radio, they're like, all right, well, Hamels is just doing what Hamels does.
Yeah.
Q's doing what Q's doing.
Right.
And he's going to continue doing that. He'll pitch game 1 against Milwaukee, which is glorious.
Yeah.
Lester's going to be Lester. Hendricks is, if he can just figure it out and it looking like he has after his Maddox game.
Yeah.
Is just going to be lights out. And if Yu Darvish can be turned to the Cy Young Yu Darvish, watch
Hopefully.
out. This rotation could be
nasty. It could be nasty. But right now, I mean, three of their 5 right now are playing at an elite level. The other 2 just need to pick it up. And like you said, if they do, there's something magical here. I mean, honestly, this team, I think they can go the distance, but there's still work need to be done because it's obviously still early in the season.
Yeah.
But they look like they're in full form right now. So hopefully they can keep this going past the All-Star break. Now, on to the boys on the South Side. Obviously, things are a little bit different for the Chicago White Sox. This team right now is kind of struggling.
It's a roller coaster.
It is a roller coaster. It really is. 16-18, pretty good. 3rd in the AL Central right now. They are 8-10.
Terrible AL Central.
Yeah, they're 8-10 right now at home. They're 8-8 away. Their last games, though, they're 6-4 in their last 10, which is great. I mean, it's great to see that they've been able, and they've had a lot of like down to the wire, need the walk-off hit to win it, that kind of stuff. I mean, they've been giving me like a heart attack almost every single time. But
as of right now, they're 2 games out of a wild card spot.
yeah, so give it to Renteria's boys. They aren't quitting.
Now, with that being said,
go for
something
it.
that I've actually been bringing up, and people are like, "Dang."
Okay. You said you were gonna shock me, so shock me.
I think White Sox fans are really pissed right now, and I get why, because their offense isn't terrible. If they had this one thing fixed, they probably would be second in the division, maybe a wild card spot. I know it's early.
Yeah.
Or maybe leading the division, and that's pitching.
Oh yeah, 100%.
If they had pitching, I guarantee they would be in a little bit better of a playoff spot.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, hitting wise, I mean, everybody started off great. Some guys have kind of teetered down a little bit, but most of these guys are staying pretty consistent. Yoel Moncada's really, he's kind of off now, but he started off great, and he's still staying around the 290 range, which is good. You have Jose Abreu, who's still blasting home runs, not like he used to, but he's coming in clutch where you need him. When you need him to come up with a big hit, he comes in and he swings hard, and he's hitting 279 again, so he's on pace to, who knows, maybe make an All-Star.
I mean, the game's going on right now. It's 0-0 in the 3rd with Nicky Delmonico up. Yeah. Yohan Moncada flew out to Carlos Gonzalez, Cargo.
Dang, Moncada.
You got Shane Bieber on the mound.
Yeah.
That's a freaking weird name.
Yeah, no, I know.
By the way, Nicky Delmonico, solid picture with you and Baker Mayfield today.
Yeah, and then you've got the White Sox. I mean, gotta give a lot of love, man, to Tim Anderson. I don't know what you did, man, but keep it up. Because right now, I mean, he was AL Player of the Month. I mean, he's well. I'm still, man. It is a big deal for us. Come on, man. We haven't had much. We need this, okay? But no, I don't know what he's done, but he's obviously been working on that hitting because he has turned it around. It looked like 180. Now the defense still needs work. Tim, you listen to me? You need work on your defense, man.
Yes, so does
but yeah, Eloy does.
Wait,
too.
hold on, wait. No, was I right about that? His defense is terrible.
Well, I was never in disagreement with that.
I know, but a lot of people were, and I got a text. I got a text tonight. He gave up like 4 or 5 errors. He'd be like,
Yeah.
I hate you. You were right. Eloy's defense is awful. I was
Yeah.
like, wait, what?
Well, that's the thing is that I never viewed him as a defensive player. I viewed him as like an offensive guy, but his defense, definitely needs work. But yeah, Tim.
He's not an outfielder.
Yeah,
He's an infielder.
No, he is. He's he's a first baseman by far. But I mean, Tim, work on the defense, but keep up on the offense, man, because he has been crushing it. I mean, he's like at a 359 right now, I think it is, or 362. No, 331. I mean, he is 6 home runs, 20 RBIs. You know, he's killing. Not only that, but he's leading in stolen bases.
I want to say this. To you. You know, that'd be sad home run stats because if he was in the National League, he would be like 80th.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Because the National League rakes.
No, I know, but I mean, look, his stolen bases have gone up full. I mean, he looks like he's done an incredible job. Now,
will he be there though at the All-Star break? That's the big question.
Well, yeah.
Will Tim Anderson be the Tim Anderson we are seeing now at the All-Star break? Because if he's not, then this was just a joke of us all hyping him up.
Right. Well, I'm not.
And would it be time to start thinking about demoting him back to the minors?
I mean, I would say if he starts off strong like this, but he drops off to the point where he's hitting 250 by the end of the season, I would say package him up with somebody, start looking to make a move. I mean, and I'm being serious. I know he started off strong here, but it's one of those things where you got to look for that move. But you mentioned.
It says in-play runs. Jose Abreu's up. I'm trying to figure out what happened.
Well, so you mentioned pitching, though, for the White Sox.
Yeah.
And I'm in agreement with you there. I mean, they're abysmal. They have the worst ERA of them all.
They're like second worst.
Are they second worst?
Well, it was a home run. It's 1-0.
Good. Thank God.
Jose Abreu.
Thank you, Jose Abreu. But, yeah, this pitching, I mean, I'm surprised Carlos Rodon even has 3 wins. I mean, he still looks like the same old.
He's going to need Tommy John. Just give it to him now.
I would just say trade him.
Put him on.
I don't know.
Tell him, go have Tommy John surgery. Don't avoid it. Maybe you come back and you'll be better.
It
works for some pitchers.
Yeah, but I just don't know what else to do with him anymore at this point. I'd rather trade him.
You're not going to get anything for him.
But I take whatever value I can get at this point.
You'll get nothing.
Well, then I'll take the nothing. I'd rather have something of nothing than the nothing I'm getting out of him.
I will trade you Mike Montgomery for Dylan Cease.
For Dylan Cease?
Yes.
No, you don't get him back.
I'm giving you a starting pitcher right now.
No, I'll tell you what. You take on Carlos Rodon with that, and maybe we'll talk.
No.
Yeah.
I want
exactly.
money then.
No.
If I'm taking Carlos Rodon, and then I want money.
See, exactly my point. But no, the pitching needs to get better. Now, I will say the glowing spots have been Lucas Giolito. I think he's been progressing.
Let's just be
to
honest
be the better
here.
Guy.
You guys need to stay away from Tommy John injuries.
Well, I mean, everybody would love that, but it's
But
not
you
always
literally have a
possible.
You literally could feel the whole team of all your players that have Tommy John. So have had Tommy John surgery.
I mean, but that's just stuff that happens. It's not like we can predict that.
No, again, I know you can't, but at the same time, Kopech, Rodon's probably going to need it. You have a bunch of guys that were supposed to be up this year,
right?
That had it happen. Like,
well, it's not Tommy John, but there's more so. Some of them have been sores.
It's all Tommy John surgeries.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, I've only heard about like the sore elbow and here and there. I haven't heard all of it be the Tommy John. Then again, I haven't really been into the minor league. I haven't seen much from the White Sox minor league stuff.
Except for Luis Robert. That dude's tearing it up.
Well, yeah. I mean, he's crushing it right now.
The sunglasses glow in the dark.
What?
Are the side of the sunglasses glow in the dark?
Don't ask questions you need to know the answer to.
I've never noticed that they're green on the side.
Well, it's because of we. What do you think we're sitting behind right now?
I get that, but they're not. No, know because that's not reflecting the way it should.
Well, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
All right, whatever.
But no, look, they obviously need to make upgrades to the pitching. They have to make some changes. I think they have to fully go into the draft for the next couple of years and just overhaul with pitchers. Just take them all in, find trades, make whatever moves you can, and just try to see what you can find. Because at this point, I'm not hoping for a playoff spot or anything. If it comes, great. I just want to see production come from everybody. I want to see that Lopez can make improvements, Giolito can make improvements. I want to see Kopech just rehab and just get better for next season. I want to see
stop throwing 100 miles an hour in warmups.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And I want to see Eloy Jimenez get healthy and just show us that he can be a productive player at this level. I mean, we clearly brought him up and signed him to a big contract for a reason. Get Luis Robert in here, see what he can do. I mean, just get these young guys in action, basically, is what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for contention like some people are thinking that, Tim Anderson's going to lead it. Probably not going to happen.
Hey, quick breaking
Don't hump
news.
on that. What's up?
Jim Bowling is hiring Nets assistant Chris Fleming to serve as his top assistant coach.
Okay. Tell you right now, that ain't going anywhere. I'm telling you right now, that ain't going to work with a penny's worth. But yeah, this team, I like the way they're playing. They're playing hard. They're playing tough. But ultimately, I mean, if they finish 500, they finish 10 games under 500, I'll be happy. I will say that.
Honestly, I know the next thing you have here is predictions for both teams. I'm going to go Cubs, make a deep playoff run.
Okay.
They're going to win the division, make a deep playoff run. I'm not saying World Series, but I'm saying deep playoff run.
Okay.
White Sox, if their pitching turns around, I could see a wild card team.
I like your optimism. I'm glad.
It sort of pains me to say it a little bit, but I can see it. Their offense isn't terrible.
Yeah.
Just don't play the Red Sox.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Hey,
we gave Chris Sale his first win, okay?
Yeah, but you also gave up like 1 million runs in that series.
Well, we don't talk about that.
What was it, like 34 runs to 3?
We don't talk about that.
It's okay. The Cardinals did about the same thing.
I know.
What a weekend that
No,
was.
I'm in the same boat with you when it comes to the Cubs. I think they can do it. I think they can
So do I.
repeat to
But
get
I'm
to the
not
World
going to say
Series.
that. I'm not going to say that. I'm
Yeah.
just going to say a deep playoff run because injuries. That's
Yeah.
my big factor is injuries. We don't know what could happen. Rizzo could go down for the rest of the season.
Right.
Trying to make a catch and he could slip and fall and tear his ACL.
Right.
Brian's shoulder could fall out of his socket.
Right. But barring injury,
Yeah,
it's
World Series champs.
It's the same thing.
World Series champs. This is the same team from 2016.
Barring injury, if this team, if Hendricks and Darvish can pull it around,
World
or
Series
turn it
champs.
around, they can definitely get there.
World Series champs.
Absolutely. But if they continue in this slump, I mean, those top three, I definitely think they can get it done.
Yeah.
But it's going to be hard
Well,
to
that's
just...
the thing, though. Remember, Mattingly's the only like a 3-man rotation in the playoffs.
Right.
And the professor's a playoff pitcher.
True, very true. But that's the hard thing too, is that when you call on, because I know Lester, he's for some reason he's got like a god of an arm.
Mm-hmm.
But
and
like
Cole Hamels,
right?
like, Jesus.
But it's just one of those things where I keep worrying like it's another year, it's another year older. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like I obviously these guys seem to stay in shape.
They age like
but-
fine wine.
Exactly, they age like fine wine, to quote me very so kindly. But I honestly I think they can be a team that can get that second championship. Which then will create more problems for them because then you got to pay these guys.
Fine by me, pay them.
But then for the White Sox, like I said, 10 games under 500, I'm happy. You can get to 500, I'll throw you a party in the middle of the street. I don't care. I will be ecstatic for you guys.
Slip inside in the parking lot.
Garbage bags only. That's how we do it.
Hell yeah, let's go.
All right, well, you guys, let us know what you guys think about the White Sox and the Cubs. How do you think their seasons are going to end? What do you think about these teams so far? Guys, comment down below. Let us know what you guys think about it. All right, moving away from that, we got to talk about what happened at the Kentucky Derby this year because, oh, my God. Can I just say what happened? And I guess... as you can tell, Tom has sort of a sad face there to show the grief that some of us have. If you don't know, the Kentucky Derby kicked off, and the main race, of course, maximum security.
Hold on, first off, you can't say the main race. The Kentucky Derby is the main race.
Well, yeah, but like the main pièce de résistance.
No, each of those races has its own name. The Kentucky Derby is its own name of that race. So that race is just the Kentucky Derby.
Right.
They call it Kentucky Derby weekend or they call it the Kentucky Derby, and that's what they show on TV.
Exactly.
But it's really just that race. To clarify for everybody out there.
Yeah, thank you. I don't want to confuse everybody, but yes, for this one, for the Kentucky Derby race, Maximum Security won, and then he didn't, and then Country Horse won, and now we don't know who won, and it's a very confusing thing. If you guys are,
I would have won money.
I would have too.
I know.
Did you get your refund yet?
I was supposed to get a refund?
Twin Spires is apparently giving out some refunds.
What?
I got my refund back.
What? Am I get $4 back? Let's go to the Preakness.
But yeah, if you guys are seeing the video right now, as you guys can probably see, the whole objection that was being made about Maximum Security not winning the Kentucky Derby was all because of the fact that he had apparently squared off with another horse and kind of was bumping into them and trying to keep them trapped in.
I get no refund.
You put money actually in.
Yeah.
I used the promo code.
Oh, okay, yeah. See,
I got $5. I literally put like $2 on.
yeah. See, I put my hard-earned money in.
Well, I'm gonna do that for the Preakness. I'm
Yeah.
putting money down on the Preakness.
There you go.
But I'm
yeah,
not putting
this
on Maximum Security.
this whole one, yeah, this whole situation has just gotten completely like out of control. It feels. I mean, now I'm gonna ask you, Tom. What exactly did you see happen?
Did you get to watch it? Did you watch it live?
I did watch it live.
Okay.
I did watch it live, and then I've watched it back like 40
everybody
times.
else.
Yeah, I've watched it back so
what
many
I did
times.
was I'm sitting there and I'm like watching this. I'm like, War of Will, who I had money on, was moving. I'm like, I started jumping up. I was like, whoa, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. I got this. No. I felt like John Candy in the opening when he comes
Cool
in.
Runnings.
Cool Runnings. He's like, Bad Stapleton, ah! And then he takes that pool cue and beats the radio. I wanted to do that, but I have a 4K TV and I'm not doing it. Trying 4K TV. And then I walked away.
Right.
I walked away. I was like, oh, I'm gonna go do something else. I forgot what I wanted to do. I was helping clean because we got the bedroom's finally getting done now. We got dressers and stuff there.
Right.
But no, I don't want to go to Family Sundays at the Sox game. Ad popped up just because I went to freaking site.
Yeah.
And then I walked back into the living room because I left the Derby stuff on, and they're still. I expected to be listening to the Bruins game.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden it's like
It's still going.
I'm like, wait.
Yeah,
Wait. You're telling me I can win? Because I'm like, well, War of Will was pushed back. I'm watching. I can see it. Well, I'm reading an article from the Courier Journal. I believe it's in Louisville. Yeah, Louisville Courier Journal. The article starts: Tempers are still flaring over Saturday's controversial finish to the Kentucky Derby at Churchill Downs, and now the connections of War of Will have entered the fray. War of Will trainer Mike, I hope I'm saying this right, Cassie, whose horse was involved in the interference that eventually disqualified Maximum Security from victory on Tuesday, compared the ride by Maximum Security's Luis Saez to that of a drunk driver and accused the jockey of intentionally trying to block other horses.
Yeah.
So his quote exactly, I think this is his quote. He said, "I tried to handle this in a nice, quiet way, and I didn't think there was enough said about the trip our horse had," Casey told the Courier Journal on Tuesday. Now, given some of the recent comments, I'm pissed off.
Yeah.
His words, yada, yada, yada.
Right. I mean, and it's understandable. I mean,
my whole thing is I know War of Will didn't do the protest. It was Country House. Country House was not involved at all. He did not have to slow up. The only three horses that had to slow up were War of Will, who would have won that race, or come in second, and we would have had money. Long Range Toddy, by the way, great name.
Yeah.
And Box Press or Bot Express.
Yeah. No.
Who is the lowest on the rate? The odds to win. He was literally dead last. He was like 800 to 1.
Yeah. Yeah, and they all got squeezed into that one area because Maximum Security blocked them off.
And what was the final? It was Country House.
Country House came in first, I believe.
Let me see if I can find the.
Yeah, because
I'll look it up.
I was not able to get the final on this, but no. The outcome was eventually the objection was that Maximum Security blocked off these horses from being able to proceed, which is considered to be like an illegal move because they all got squashed in, and obviously for the safety of the jockeys and the horses, this can really become a dangerous situation.
So here's the official results. I'm going to start bottom to top, just go through them all. So obviously the last one was Maximum Security, he was DQ'd.
Right.
We all know what happened.
Right.
Gray Magician in 18, spin-off at 17. Long Range Toddy dropped from where he was at like 3rd to 16.
Yeah, down the stretch, he got dropped.
Roadster dropped to 15, or was at 15. Tax at 14. Bot Express, who was at 4 or 3 with Long Range Toddy, dropped to 13.
Yeah.
Vacoma was at 12. By My Standards at 11. Cutting Humor at 10. My other horse, who didn't decide to show up, win, was at 9.
Yeah.
Plus Q Parfait, which is a French term. I forget what it means. But
It's like a dessert.
No, it's not. It's an actual French saying, but it's not a dessert.
I just thought of it
he
as a
finished
dessert.
8th. War of Will finished 7th, which I don't understand how.
Yeah.
Master Fencer at 6. Game Winner at 5. Improbable at 4. Tactus at 3. Code of Honor at 2. And Country House at 1. What I don't understand is how War of Will, now I understand you can't bump him way up.
Right.
But you can at that point. Because he was the horse that almost got knocked out.
Right.
Like, I literally, this is going to be a bad TV segment, but, like, here is a still shot of it all. Look at how close, and you saw it in the replays in the slowdown. You saw how close Maximum Security's back legs got to the front of War of Will.
Right.
Like, if they had connected, that race should have, I would say, should have been rerun.
If that would have happened, I mean, those horses, I mean,
they're done.
We would probably be talking about some. Unfortunately, those horses would no longer be here anymore. Because that would have probably ended up in a serious injury. I mean, you have to think you're getting the legs entangled in that moment. I mean,
not only that, think about it. So you look at this picture right here, and I'll find a way to put this up.
Yeah.
So the picture, you have Maximum Security, and then it's just a field.
Right.
So Maximum Security clips War of Will. War of Will goes down. Long Range Toddy, Bot Express go down.
Right.
Maybe Country House goes down. And honestly, this guy in the very back right here is going to win the Kentucky Derby.
Yeah.
So, and that's Gray Magician.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, like or these outside guys that are way back there because they can control where their horses go at that point.
Right.
It would have been a cluster.
Yeah.
It would have been crazy. This has never happened before, by the way, on the track where there's been a disqualification. There has been disqualifications, and the results have been changed.
Yeah.
Well,
they said this is the second time that a disqualification has happened at the Kentucky Derby, but this is the first time it's ever happened because of something on the track.
The other ones
is insane.
The other one was a muscle relaxer or something like that.
Yeah,
like
it was
almost like a Percocet.
All of it was mostly because of something drug related.
Yeah, and
that's what a lot of it was.
And with those drug ones, it's like the horse needed it for an injury,
right?
And it just
but it was never approved.
Yeah, it was never approved.
Right.
Go through your channels. Any athlete, horse racers, anything, just go through your channels. Now, the one thing I will say, there is something in cough medicine that the NHL has banned, and a lot of sports have banned. Yeah. Take that off the banned list. If it's in cough syrup, you're playing in the winter.
All right, so before we get out of this one, I want to ask you, do you think this standing is going to stand? Do you think this was the right call? Or do you think this is something that should have just stood as what it was, and we should ultimately have
I have two
seen
things
a change?
About this. For anybody who threw their ticket out and walked away and don't know where it went. I'm sorry, but you deserve what you got. Never throw your ticket out.
Yeah, never
Don't throw your ticket out until it says official.
Right.
Because if it doesn't say official, then it's not over yet.
Exactly.
Obviously, we did ours online, so we can't throw our tickets out.
Right,
I'm not throwing my phone out
or
my computer. So don't throw your ticket out. It's just the word of advice. I don't think this will be the last we'll hear of it. Obviously, it'll be talked about in a couple weeks with the Preakness, whenever that is. And I believe that's coming up. I always forget which one's next. It's either
it's the Preakness and then the Belmont.
Yeah, but I always flip flop them sometimes, and I'm like,
Well, I mean, to end this one off, I mean, the last word I've heard of this, it could potentially become a federal thing, apparently.
Yeah.
And the word has also broken out that Maximum Security will not be in the Preakness,
and neither will
Country Horse will not be out because of an illness it has.
Yeah.
So the two biggest horses in this race now, one for DQ and one for the win, not going to be running in the next race. So.
Well, here are the odds for the next one. They already have them out, and I already found my winner. I'm already taking this one. I actually have two. I'm going to throw my money out. It might be a couple. I like some of these.
Yeah.
So Improbable at 2-1, War of Will 3-1. Always mining at 8-1. Another was Fate. Another Twist of Fate. It's like combined.
Oh, okay.
9-1. Owen Dale 10-1. Game winner 10-1. Bourbon War. That's my horse.
Oh, that's
10
a great
to 1.
one. That's a great one.
Mr. Money 10-1.
That's another great one.
Suno 14-1. Single Man 14-1. Might have to.
I'll take that one.
Might have to ask
You can't
Brian.
take that one. You are not single no more.
No, I know, but I'm at Brian throwing money.
Oh.
It's sort of his name. No, but it's not like single. It's signal, like traffic signal.
Oh, okay. I thought you
spelling
said
out.
single, man.
It's single, man.
Yeah, I get you.
Bot Express at 16-1, Roadster at 16-1, and Laughing Fox at 18-1.
I like that one too. Laughing Fox is good too.
These odds are not actionable, courtesy of. So like you can't place any of these bets yet on any site. Like you might be able to go to an off track and put money on it.
I'm
but
sure.
If you go to the Sportsline experts page or whatever, or Twinspire, you can't throw money on it.
Okay.
But these are the early ones. The horse race is in about 2 weeks.
Yeah. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for the Kentucky Derby here. What do you guys think about it? What do you think will happen? Will the decision come down to a court settlement, or will this be something that we're going to have to pour more into? Do you think this is the final that we've heard about it, or do you think it's going to go on a little bit longer? Comment down below. Let us know what you guys think about it. And, Tom, thank you so much for joining us, man. Where can they find you real fast, man?
McLovin6193 on Instagram and Twitter, where I like to just talk a bunch of crap.
Yes, you do. All right, well, coming up next, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be getting into whether it is to tank or not to tank. And then we're going to be talking about the best of the best of the best. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here on the X-Bomb Sports Live Show.
Hey, watch your mouth. Why? I'll just put a quarter in the swear jar. Once it's filled, we get a Coors party after work.
I've been drinking Coors since my college days. The cold draft taste is second to none.
Yeah, worth every quarter, am I right?
You know it, mother.
Hey, you get those reports done? Yeah. No.
You, sir.
Attention, employees.
The staff meeting, scheduled for this evening, will now be held tomorrow early as
That is all. Dudes, we're only 75 cents short. Oh, shh. The boss.
Hey, sir. Go yourself.
You're fired!
Man, are you still working out? It's like 1,000 degrees.
Intense heat is nothing. To get an intense workout, you gotta be intense.
Whether you're working out hard or just taking a stroll, these shoes have got your back. Or I should say, your feet.
Aren't these shoes intense?
Maybe a little too intense, but there's no doubt they're cool.
Throughout the 1960s, 70s, and 80s, Judy Finelli established herself as a masterful juggler and performer, making appearances everywhere from Carnegie Hall to Sesame Street. With her loving heart, she has brought warm smiles to children everywhere she has performed. She even started the San Francisco School for the Circus Arts, but shortly after, she was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, and by 2004, she was completely paralyzed. In celebration of her accomplishments and to fight the illness that had crippled Judy, a group of students from the San Francisco Clown College have compiled the perfect holiday present for those who want to laugh and to help those struggling with the illness. The goal has been set at $1 million raised, with 100% of any dollar made to be donated to the Judy Finelli Fund, which is helping find a cure to multiple sclerosis. Visit www.circuscenter.org to make a donation or to purchase a framed Naked Clown photo or the full Naked Clown 12-month calendar. Remember, 100% of every dollar is donated and goes to fighting MS.
And welcome back, everybody, here to the X-Bomb Sports Live Show. I hope you are still doing well. I am still Andrew Valentin, and yes, I still have my sunglasses on. Don't you worry about a thing. Next to me, of course, no longer is Tom McKinney, but is the man who always seems to have dope on his mind. It is Mr. Kevin Berger. Kevin, how are you doing today, man?
I'm dope. But no, Andrew, I'm good. You know, we've been battling through back spasms the last couple of days.
We all have. You, me, Tom, we're all having issues.
Yeah, it's got to be the weather or something.
That's what I'm figuring.
Yeah, I'm good. We're all ready to go.
Awesome, man. Well, you ready to get into this? All right, well, let's do it, ladies and gentlemen. To start the second half off, we're going to be talking about, is it good to tank or not to tank?
That is the question.
Absolutely, and that is the question that we are posing to you, and I'm posing to Kevin as well, because there's been a lot of big questions going on about whether or not teams should be tanking for the 2020 draft for Tua Tagovailoa from Alabama, because obviously for some, they view him to be the best quarterback that will probably be in the draft class. That is up for debate, obviously, but it is not just Tua Tagovailoa that's now being questioned, because obviously that question is now also being posed with Trevor Lawrence from Clemson because of what we saw from the national championship and last season. And now there's even big talk coming about the new Clemson commitment named DJ Uiagalelei. He comes from Bellflower, California, played for St. John Bosco, and has recently committed there and said he is going to wait his time till he is prepared to step into that next level for Clemson over Trevor Lawrence. So he's 6'4", 240 pounds. He's being compared to Ben Roethlisberger. I mean,
that is a big boy,
yeah,
Andrew.
Not only that, but
not
he's
to cut you off. That's a big boy.
No, he is. And not only that, this kid's also projected to possibly be a top 15 pick in the MLB draft. So yeah. And he's a pitcher too. So talk about he's got a lot to work with.
Is he a lefty?
Righty, I believe.
Oh,
yeah, he's a righty.
I was gonna say if he was a lefty, I'd be like, oh,
he's a lefty. He's probably
big
going
fella.
top 5.
I'd be going to. If he was a lefty, I'd say go baseball.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yeah.
But that's not the discussion. So.
Right. No, but that just goes to show the level of this kid is like everybody is now looking to possibly get this kid if he goes to the draft, which a lot of people are assuming. And that brings up the big question that I thought would be good to talk about, which is, is it okay to tank for quarterbacks? Now, that's what I want to pose to you, Kevin. You've got Tua Tagovailoa, you've got Trevor Lawrence, and then you've got DJ Uiagalelei. You've got 3 quarterbacks who potentially people are considering to be franchise changers. Mm-hmm. Now, based off of these 3, I don't know if you've ever seen DJ play ever. Have you ever seen his highlight at all?
I mean, I've heard a couple whisperings about him.
Yeah.
I've checked out some of his tape.
Okay. Well, so based off of that and what you've seen from Trevor Lawrence and Tua, so pretty much. But what you've seen from those guys, would you tank for those guys?
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
Okay, so first of all, the thing is with DJ Uiagalelei, I probably butchered the crap out of his name.
Yeah, you're fine. It's a hard name to say.
First of all, there's no point in taking for him because you're not going to be able to do that for at least another 2 seasons.
Right.
So there's no point in doing that.
Right.
Trevor Lawrence, you can't take for him because you can't tank for him for at least another season.
Right.
Because you have to be at least a junior to come out. Mm-hmm. So you can't do that for another 2 seasons for him. 3 seasons for DJ. So at that point, that's completely and totally irrelevant.
Right.
And Tua, Andrew, I don't think Tua's going to be as good as everybody thinks he is.
Okay.
And I'd say this is because when was the last? I think I asked this before. When was the last time an Alabama quarterback made a Pro Bowl?
Made a Pro Bowl?
Yeah.
It was probably Ken the Snake Stabler.
Yeah, Kenny Stabler.
Yeah.
And that's not taking anything away from Tua. He's
No.
playing on the best. He's playing on arguably the best team in the country.
Right.
Arguably with the best talent across the board in the country.
Absolutely.
And of course, yes, I think that has quite a bit to do with how good he is. Now, granted, it takes a lot of guts to step up and do what he did, obviously, in the national championship 2 years ago.
Right.
And throughout most of this season. However, he is not invincible, as we have seen, especially when Jalen Hurts had to lead them down the stretch.
Right.
And also, Andrew, I don't think I don't know. There's just something about him while he's standing back there that I don't trust yet, because it was like this when they were playing against Georgia.
Right.
And that's why I was so happy for Jalen Hurts. Other than that real brief glimpse we saw in the national title, Tua has not had to be under pressure at all.
No.
At his time and even then, when Nick Saban pulls the plug and throws him in the national championship, realistically, if he didn't perform well, no one's going to blame him for it, because then the whole argument would have been, oh, well, you're throwing a freshman quarterback in the second half in the national championship.
Right. Yeah.
How did you expect him to play? The fact that he played well obviously completely flipped the script.
Yeah.
But throughout the entire season, Alabama was up by 40 points every single game.
Right.
So he wasn't tested at all. And then once he was tested, he looked like an average quarterback.
No, yeah.
And it's the same thing with Trevor Lawrence. That's why I said in the first half of the Notre Dame-Clemson playoff game.
Yeah.
Obviously, Notre Dame got killed.
Yeah.
But in that first half, when they were able to get pressure on Trevor Lawrence, he looked like an average quarterback.
Yeah.
Because we got to remember, Trevor Lawrence was still a freshman. I think we have to wait and see.
Right.
I'm not going to say, I also think tanking's just, especially in the game of football, is wrong in general, because tanking to me indicates that you're going to tell your guys specifically not to try.
Right.
You're not setting your team up for success. And guess what happens, especially in the game of football, Andrew, when you don't do that? That's when guys start to get hurt.
Oh, yeah.
When you don't have guys go 100%, when you don't try your hardest at your sport, especially when it comes to a physical game like football, that's when guys get hurt. And that is what nobody wants to see. And if you're going to be an organization that's saying, hey, guys, we're not going to we really want to tank for 2 years. We want to get Trevor Lawrence.
Right.
We want to get this guy DJ.
Yeah.
Guess what? Do you know what that says to all the veterans in the locker room? They don't care, and I'm going to demand to get traded.
No, yeah. I mean,
and then you lose the locker room, and then your coaching staff, then the
Right.
players don't respond to the coaches, and then there's chaos and anarchy.
yeah, this whole thing with tanking, I mean, Kevin pretty much articulated it beautifully right there. I mean, you said it all, man. This whole thing, and now when I say the tanking situation, I mean when I meant it sort of in the way of when these guys come out of the draft, you know what I mean? But even still, like if you're going to plan to take this guy number 1 overall in the draft, and you're like, okay, we're going to start tanking now, so this way when he's coming into the draft, we're ready for him. Like, you got to think, you're not really setting him up for success then, are you? You're putting him on the worst team, because you've probably depleted your team at this point and you have nothing left.
In which case it doesn't matter anyway.
Right. I mean, and look, I still believe Tua Tagovailoa is going to be I seriously believe he will be the best Alabama quarterback to come out into the NFL for the modern day quarterbacks.
Which isn't saying a whole hell of a lot.
Which isn't saying a lot.
The best one is A.J. McCarron.
Right. I think he is going to be the best. Now, does that mean he's going to have the best NFL career? No. I think he can be the best, though. I think he can be a starter.
Yeah.
But that doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to go to success, because you kind of mentioned it. He hasn't been pressured a lot. He's been playing with a lot of talent. It's hard to make a judgment call on a guy who's played with so much good talent that, all he has to do is sit back there and throw, because he's got the perfect protection, he's got the perfect wide receivers, and then
got a good running game, and
Right.
don't forget that defense that he goes up against every day in practice too.
Exactly.
That
He's
give,
got an
that give
amazing
him the,
defense.
that give him the ball an extra 3 times a game.
Right. So I mean, it looks easy because Alabama's got the pieces to really make it look easy, and then of course you could talk about the competition they play too. I mean, they don't play a lot of top competition
Outside of conference play.
Right. For Trevor Lawrence, he's got the size. I think he's got the skill sets.
Yep.
But again, it's hard to tell. He's a young kid. Give him more time. Put him against better competition.
Definition of a definite emphasis on kid, everybody. The
Absolutely.
guy's 19, for God's sake.
And again, he's surrounded by some of the best players in college football. Like, it's hard to say how good he is when you've got, 3 wide receivers who are 6'4", who run a 4.4 flat. I'd look good too, I think, if I threw the football. I mean, I think a lot of people would. And then obviously DJ.
He
hasn't even played a down
I would say
yet
I'm
for
not
college.
I'm not entertaining that yet.
Yeah.
'Cause
Now look, I think he's going to be good. I think he's going to be really good.
Do you think that he could steal Trevor Lawrence's job?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I don't know if he can steal it, and honestly, I don't even know if he wants to steal it, because he said, "I will wait my time."
No. Do you
honestly,
know what? Do you want Andrew? I understand he's saying that because he's saying it for the right reasons.
Right.
I don't. If he truly believes that, I don't want that.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't want that.
He's got a stronger arm, I think, than Lawrence does, because he's got a gun on his arm.
He's got a bigger frame, like in
Right.
terms of like girth and build wise, he's bigger.
And he runs. I think they run pretty much the same. But he's got more of the size to kind of take the impact.
But Andrew, I don't like that. I understand the answer. I don't like the answer.
Yeah.
Because I don't want a guy who says, "Oh, I'm willing to wait my turn."
Right.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But guess what? Go out and take it.
Right.
I want to see, because in the end, Andrew, hear me out. And I understand you're all teammates, especially in college when you're super close in age, especially the same position.
Right.
It's always good to try to make friends and stuff with the people that are older than you at that position. That especially Trevor Lawrence has been in the offense longer, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
But, dude, in the end, it's you or him.
Right.
You're both still competition. I want to see if he has what it takes to go out and take what's his.
Yeah.
Because if it's me, I'll be like, yeah, that's Trevor Lawrence. Yeah, he just won the national championship.
Right.
But I'm better than him.
No, yeah, definitely.
I want to prove it. So that's going to be interesting. I'm very, very excited to see that.
Yeah, I am too. And I mean, when it comes to in terms of tanking for these guys, look, at the end of the day, tanking for a quarterback, honestly, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't advise against it. If he's there at number 1 and you want the number 1 pick,
take him.
Make that move to go get number 1. Or if you're there at number 1 and you want him, take him then. Even if he's not necessarily the number 1 guy. The Bears took Trubisky at 2 when we had 3, and we could have probably gotten him at 12 or 11 if we would have traded down. It's all about a gamble.
Yep.
And it's all about what you feel and what you need. So you feel like you need these guys, go get them. Don't diminish your team. Don't get them hurt. Don't destroy chemistry. And also don't destroy production. Because that's another thing that happens with tanking.
Yep.
You tank, you destroy production of the young players, and you can't do that, ladies and gentlemen. You just can't do that.
And Andrew, it's a lot harder to build up a team in the NFL than it is to do a tank in like the NBA.
Absolutely.
Or the
and
MLB.
even then, it's still a hard thing to sell because you're doing the exact same stuff.
Well, because the other thing is that the NBA, Andrew, is that if you tank in the NBA, you could at least sell tickets to like, hey, you can see, Steph Curry and Clay and KD.
Right.
Come out and see LeBron. Go see Derrick Rose or John Wall or Kyrie or
right.
Insert superstar's name here. And then there's also a lot smaller of a roster. In basketball, one person can make a ton of difference.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Football, though, I don't care how great the quarterback is, as we've seen with Green Bay now.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers can be all-world Aaron Rodgers,
Yep.
but he doesn't have anybody to throw to. He doesn't have anybody to hand the ball off to, and they don't have anybody on the defense that's gonna give him the ball back.
Right. No, yeah, definitely. And hey, the Patriots have shown you can get those guys in the late round, and they can turn out to be some of the best players you've ever had, i.e. Captain Brady, man.
Golden boy. Golden boy.
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen,
boy.
That's going to do it for tanking. What do you guys think about it? You guys can comment down below. Let us know what you guys think about the whole tanking situation. Just let us know what you guys think about it. So from this point, I thought it would be good to finally have our little discussion about what is the best of the best of the best, sir. That's a little quote from MIB. I just wanted to put that in there. So I kind of asked everybody who's here to kind of talk about basically what's going on, who did they think the greatest athletes of all time put on their Mount Rushmores? So I thought it would be fun if everybody kind of put their in, and we have them. So this is it, the best of the best, our Mount Rushmores for these, and we're going to kind of speed through these a little bit. Unfortunately, the guys in back can't give an explanation, but we're gonna read them off for these guys.
Are we gonna do theirs first?
I wanted to start with us,
okay,
and then we'll move our way down the line.
That's cool.
Can we get mine up there real fast, please? So mine were, there it is. I had Pele, Michael Jordan, Jim Thorpe. Probably there's a lot of people like who's that guy? And then Muhammad Ali. I'm a big fan of Pele. I mean, Michael Jordan.
Solid.
I think he's one of the best athletes all time.
Jim
Thorpe's underrated. This is a guy who was a Major League Baseball player, decided to go to the Olympics, won 2 gold medals, and then played football. And, oh, by the way, was the commissioner and helped start the NFL. So how can you really argue against that? And then Muhammad Ali, I mean, the man was the master of disaster when it came to punching, man. I mean, there was nobody better. So that's my Mount Rushmore of greatest athletes of all time. Fight me on it. Kevin, let's put Kevin's up real fast because I want to see this.
All right, guys. So mine reads as follows. Michael Phelps, the greatest Olympic champion of all time. Usain Bolt, fastest man in the world for almost 2 decades. Vince Air Canada Carter, because that is the greatest dunker of all time and also my favorite basketball player of all time.
I can get down with that.
Also underrated offensive player and defender. And the one, the only, the infamous Bo Jackson, who, if he had not had that hip injury, I swear to God, would have been a Hall of Famer in 2 sports because he was an absolute monster as a running back, played for the silver and black, which is my favorite color scheme ever. Yeah. And, of course, he was also like this awesome megastar outfielder for the Kansas City Royals and later the Chicago White Sox.
Absolutely.
The only guy to ever have a hip replacement and hit a home run, so, there's that.
Absolutely. All right, next, I think it's Tom's we've got next, is it? What's the next one we got? Tom McKinney's. So this is Jackie Robinson,
MJ.
Michael Jordan, Devin Hester. Okay. And, of course, the man's got to put a hockey player in there, and it's Jaromir Jagr. I can support that.
I love the pick of Jaromir Jagr, honestly.
Do too.
Do you know what's interesting, Andrew? I think if Jaromir Jagr didn't take that 5 or 6 year hiatus where he didn't play in the NHL, and if he stayed in the NHL, he is the only person I think, if he had stayed in the NHL his entire career, could have caught Gretzky for the all-time goals. Could have.
Yeah, definitely could have been there for sure.
And of course, Devin Hester.
He's insane.
Jeff Joniak, Devin Hester, you are ridiculous.
Absolutely. This is not ridiculous, Tom. That is a very good Mount Rushmore.
That is a pretty solid list.
Thumbs up.
That's
all
a pretty
right.
solid list.
Who do we got next? What's next on here? I believe this is Jake's. So we've got Michael Jordan,
Phelps, okay.
Michael Phelps, Jackie Robinson,
John Cena. Yes. Yes. I love it.
First off, I gotta say, John Cena, really?
And his name is John Cena.
Yeah, I can't see it, but I guess, yeah. All right, you know what? I guess he's sort of an athlete. I guess it counts. They're on ESPN.
He's good at what he does.
Yeah, they talk about him on ESPN every now and then. I guess it works. It's a weird one.
He's the greatest meme, literally, of all time.
He really is.
John
On the
Cena's
Mount
the
Rushmore of
greatest
memes, you are there, John Cena. Believe that. All right, who do we got next here?
Chris.
So this is Chris.
Griffey Jr.
So he's got Ken Griffey Jr., Harold Baines, Sandy Koufax, and then Britt Burns.
Britt Burns? Who's Britt Burns?
Britt Burns. So I talked with Chris a little bit about this. He says he's an underrated pitcher that he absolutely loves. And honestly, I did a little bit of lookup on this guy. He was a solid pitcher. I mean, this guy, he was pretty good. So I mean, I give him a lot of credit. He went full baseball on this, but you know what?
Hey,
for the man that loves
it's
baseball,
okay.
I respect that. I respect that fully.
It's everyone's personal Mount Rushmore.
Absolutely.
So everyone's entitled to their own opinion.
So that's the Mount Rushmore for him. So next we have Tyler's. Tyler's got Michael Jordan, Roberto Clemente, Walter Payton, Wayne Gretzky.
Okay.
Tyler,
that's a solid list.
I give you 2 thumbs up, man.
That's a solid list.
That is really good.
Roberto Clemente.
Respect, man. Respect.
Walter Payton, bet. Wayne Gretzky. I mean, I know Tom thinks Wayne Gretzky isn't the greatest hockey player of all time, which is utterly ludicrous. But.
To each his own, though. To each his own, of course. But no, this list, I like it. This is solid.
The guy has more assists than anybody else does points of all time.
That's yeah. Sorry, Tom. You don't have a mic. We can't really understand you from back there.
That's a shame.
No, I like that list. The Roberto Clemente, though, props to you, Tyler. I like that.
That's a good one.
I really like that.
It's a really good one.
Makes me feel ashamed. I should have put that on there. And I'm a Puerto Rican man. It makes me mad now.
Yeah, what the hell, Andrew? What the hell's wrong with you?
I'm sorry. I love you people. I love you. I love you all.
Next.
All right. No, well, that's it. That's all we had.
Well, Andrew, we're missing one.
Which one are we missing?
Pablo Sanchez. The greatest athlete ever to exist.
I'll tell you what. We will do a fictional character's Mount Rushmore at some point down the road.
It's Pablo Sanchez in backyard baseball, Pablo Sanchez in backyard football, Pablo Sanchez in backyard basketball, and Pablo Sanchez in backyard soccer.
Fine. He's the greatest athlete of all time. Jesus.
Yes, he is.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for our show. this just got wild. Kevin, where can they find you, my man?
You guys can follow me over on Twitter at KevinBTheGamer. Follow me on Instagram at _BergSquad. If you also would like to get in contact with either myself or the Respawn Cat for the Respawn Cast, you guys can follow us on Facebook at the Respawn Cast, and you can also follow us on Twitch at the same name at twitch.tv. Right now, we are running a poll on our Facebook page where we as in you, all are going to decide what I do for an entire Let's Play. It's either Persona 5 or Final Fantasy X, and that seriously means from beginning of the game to end of the game. Not a single second will be taken off of that stream. It is going to be entirely played on stream. You guys will see the entire thing, and every vote counts. I think it's actually at a deadlock now between 6 and 6 between each one. So you guys have to go out and vote because, well, I can't make a damn decision to save my life. So,
all right. Well, yeah, definitely, guys, go check them out at the Respawn Cast. Every Tuesday, every Friday, they're going to be streaming. Every now and then you'll find them streaming up. Now and then we'll be sharing them every time we can on the X-Bomb Sports Live Show Facebook page. So make sure, go be a part of the Boom Crew. Sign up for this, or not sign up, but like the Facebook page, become a part of the Boom Crew. Follow us there. We'll always be posting
subscribe
the old
to the YouTube
shows
channel
and stuff. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at XBomb Sports. Make sure to follow us on Instagram at XBomb Sports as well, where we're going to be posting more pictures. We're going to be posting more stuff, getting more votes up there, polls, things like that. And also, too, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget, there's the Instagram right there. Same thing as the Twitter, basically.
Subscribe to the YouTube channel and hit the bell icon.
Make sure to go check out the YouTube channel here, XBomb Productions. Like this, like all the videos, leave
share.
comments, comment, and subscribe. What they used to say back in the day. Make sure to subscribe to us and hit the notification for every time we pop up, because we're going to be posting some new stuff, hopefully in the future here in this month. And real quick before we get out of here, guys, if you want to find me, I'm at The Fluffy Guru on Twitter, Boom Crew Captain on Instagram. I'm always posting different stuff every now and then. And I just want to say really quick, I think everybody's in the back here, to everybody that's been helping out in the back, Chris, Nick, Tyler, Jake, Quinn, obviously Tom,
you guys are
Kevin
dope
here. I really do want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank all you guys in the back so much for all the hard work that you guys have done for me. I really do appreciate it. I love you guys to death. You guys have made this whole thing possible to the point that we can have all of this, that we can have all of you guys watching and stuff. Means a lot to me, and I do really appreciate all the stuff you guys put in. So,
polite applause.
So with that, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be signing off here. But you guys can catch us this Saturday, and then we'll be back, of course, next weekend on Wednesday. But this Saturday, we'll be having another show. So we'll see you guys there. Thank you so much for watching. Much love. Peace out, Boom Crew.